And guess I can surely. I think my kids took on. No, it's right here. There's another one. I actually see right away there are like ego two, like I see you sitting in front of me with the energy body inside the physical, and then on both shoulders I see like eagles, like regular eagle birds, sitting there, and they are, and on your shoulders there's just like, like an armor type plates. There's like plates, metallic plates sticking out, and they're sitting on the plates. And I feel like they're part of those implants also, because what they do, they're like receivers of impulses, recorders, and transmitters of information from you. I got that you're a high intelligence officer at the Department of Defense. And I see the like logo. It's just like a globe, and there's two swords crisscross, and there's like green wreath around, and it kind of looks like this shape. I cannot, let me see the colors because it fades away. I see them black and white right now. It's like black and gold colors, like that. It just came right away because I see you also in the underground facility, Pine Gap. There's a military, it's like a huge base, military base.
Near Alice Springs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's like right here, I see it. But it's because I see there's just blending in. So basically, what there is, I see you there. I see your, like your altar is there or something. And I get that you get one altar, just one. And you're that, I mean, you're just like, you're all about information. You basically, they're using your physical body to be like an antenna at the surface level to receive, convert, transmit, decode, and send it to the computer system. And you are the one on the other side. There's something about the informational data that you know how to put together, how to work with files and things like that. And it's almost like I feel like you are interviewing some people or something like this for almost like work interview or personnel, something data on personnel that you collect. Periodically you interview people who work there, something like this.
In Pine Gap?
Yeah, because I see some like there's like a lot of offices. I see there's like a rows and rows of rooms and doors, and there's like a big, also kind of rather territories that look like there's submarines on one side, on the other one there are different spacecrafts. There are triangular ones or round ones. Round ones I feel like belong to like grays, and triangular ones military. And I see 28 lives. This is your 28th.
Sorry, when you say my ultra, what does that mean?
Um, it's like they took you as a child, and they basically used some technology on you. I see that you're sitting on the chair hooked up to some machine, and some electrodes on your back, on the spine, and some of like that sides here, and there are a few
Mm-hmm.
like on the, and it's almost like they create like a shock wave of some sort, and they just only, this is something new they tried. It wasn't repeated, kind of like electric shock type thing, but it was something different because I see like the light is creating like an orb around your head, and from that orb there's like a two bubbles almost like occur in your head, in your astral body, in your emotional, like in your energy body. So one is
Mm-hmm.
this, that you're gonna be, and then they take your DNA, but they take your DNA later when you're already in the physical. I see. When you're a little girl, you're 4 year old, they come, and actually I see like the military craft, the actual military craft came and abducted you in physical. You were 3, and they bring you to some lab. I see just like everything white, and they just take some blood sample, and that's just like it's done. It's like a blood serum. And then I see another lab with that clone growing in some sort of like greenish something solution. Um, and then I see it's like they got a tiny, it's like 1.8% of your soul in that clone, and I see like a line in between that clone and you, um, like
And
energy
is the
lines.
clone um
Yeah, yeah, it's like it
Pine Gap?
looks like you, right? It looks like you, but the hair is like on the back and a ponytail, and you wear some kind of darkish uniform. It's like it almost looks like dark gray, or was the, no, it's rather dark blue. Because I always feel like see black and white first was you for some reason, because I normally see colors. Um, so yeah, there's some symbol there. Let me see. It's almost like you're working on the side where the submarines are parked, because I see different locations are different. It's a huge facility too.
Submarines in Pine Gap or like Henderson or
Yeah, they're related. There's like underwater kind of tunnels coming connected to it. Just like I see like 3, and then it goes into water. That's what I see. From the very deep under facility, underground military. There's like a water level on them. Yeah, but it's like there has lots of portals. They just open up, and I see how the cloaked triangular ships fly out all the time. You just don't see them. It's like they have some sort of reflection technology type thing that they reflect the sky, and all you see is like a that part of the sky you cannot detect.
mm-hmm.
Um, so let me go see how you got here, and like those 28 lives that I keep seeing. I feel like 17 out of the 28 were different from this one because I feel like they weren't involved in any programs or anything, the first 17. And I see you on this. You know, it's interesting. It's like I see Arcturus and I see Pleiades and I see you fly back and forth. You basically don't even use a craft, you just teleport yourself. There's like a big, like a portal thing that you teleport yourself through, but you need the specific suit that you're wearing. It's like, it's kind of like silver, bright silver in color, and you just, it's very tight on you. And that suit, when you walk, when you teleport, so it's kind of interesting because it's like you jump through it. It's like a jump gate of some sort. It forms like a energy, kind of like a wave, almost like a wave around your head. So you're preserved, your body is preserved from whatever influences you might have, because it's like a vibrational frequency jump. That's what I get when you go through it. I feel like your soul is from Arcturus, but there's also like Pleiadian, or just yeah. See, I see like Pleiadian next to a tall white, and they're like the same to me, almost like they come from the same type of race, but they hybridize themselves back and forth, and they split up in groups. But there's DNA manipulation, and I feel like there's a lot of it's something has to do with the Draco Alliance, because they're the ones who deal with Greys, and a lot of tall Greys who were more like on uh, it's hard to explain because I see like a tree, like a family tree. And I see the Pleiadians, Nordics, tall whites, all connected in this tree. And Arcturians are kind of there too, because they have a lot of grays there, but they're shorter grays. So basically, I feel like your soul, your original soul, comes from Arcturus. And there's a portal there. And that portal that the Greys use. And then they come from all parts of the universe to that point where you are, because I see your planet. Your planet looks like a brownish yellowish, and it reminds me of the rock. I think it's called the Tiger's Eye. That's kind of surface it has, this planet. But over that surface, it's almost like they planted. It's almost like they artificially seeded, like lots of greenery, and then I see kind of like buildings built into greenery, and the buildings are rather kind of funny metallic. If you touch it, it doesn't resemble any metal that we have on Earth, but it blends in into the tall trees, bushes. It's more like bush. Tree looks like a bush with lots of trunks, and then it forms like a huge thing. And then underneath, I see like some of them are round, others like more like a pyramid type structures, but they're reflective and they look like they blend in easily. So the whole planet kind of doesn't really look, but they're highly technological, because under the carpet of grass and trees, I feel like I see like there's a lot of cords and wires and kind of like electricity going through them, or some energy kind of like lines, like ley lines almost, but totally artificially created to connect some points. I feel like they radiate some sort of lighting system above through the surface, and it forms like, I see like like if you put projectors all around and they project like atmospheric protection, like a bubble of protection, so nobody can come, because I see some ships coming. Some of them are spherical, from I feel like they're from Arcturus, but from like kind of further stars, and they would actually park in one of the atmospheric. There's like energy rings around, and there are like 8 of them, and they park at one of the energy rings, because it's almost like they don't want anybody on their planet, and they would rather, if they communicate or do some meetings together, they would rather do it like outside of their space where they are for protection, I guess. And I see you there as like a tall, you know how they draw tall Pleiadians or Nordics? I mean, that's how you look. You have very long hair, like down to your waist. But I see others not wearing any suits or anything. But you're the one who is wearing some sort of well, it looks like almost like a gown of
Can
medieval
I
times. Yes.
oh sorry, are you
Hmm?
can you see this?
Which are you gonna show me
Did
something?
that work? Did it work? No.
No. I think you have to. Oh, yes, this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You remember that?
I remember drawing it, but I don't know what it is.
Interesting. Let's see. Kind of looks like those colors. Yeah. And the bushes like that. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, thanks. Um, so let's see what you're doing there anyway. Technological advancement of species. It's like see what they do? They come, different races come, and they bring different kind of technology ideas. But at this point, you would like to try technology, but you also are trying to blend it into with the natural kind of development or spiritual evolution of your species, because you do value families a lot, and you do have families like males and females and all this. And I see what you're showing. This is a um, rather different. So, but there are different timelines, and there are different lives that you had there. You had a lot of lives on different planets also. But what you're showing here, I see you as a man like that, but I also see some sort of dots on you, like, and they're all different shapes in the blue, but you are on a different planet in this life, what you drew. It's a blue sun, and that's where Pleiades are, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just Pleiadian constellation. I get gamma Pleiades. That's what I get. And that's how you,
Gamma.
yeah, yeah. Because there's like a sort of portal I see next to it too that you use. And there you're all about, it's almost like you're about the excavation of natural resources, and you're a trader. You like trade the whatever you dig out, you dig up your like underground, it goes deep, deep, deep. Use some sort of you know what I see? I see like cocoons, and they're filled with worms. And when you open up like an opening in the cocoon, it looks more like a wild bee type home that they make cocoon. And then they start coming out when you open it, and they come out to the ground, and they make this kind of like rather large tunnels by eating the soil. But the soil looks different. It's more like Play-Doh type thing. I don't know. It's just a very sticky, and they eat that stuff. And and you use them, and then you go in, and then you excavate different like pink crystals, bright purple crystals, and different rocks. There's a black, there's white, there's yellow, green. I mean, they're different, and they're all like used for different purposes. There are ones for healing, there are ones for technology, powering up technology, or even like they used for engines in the spacecrafts, things like that. And there are different, so I see like different locations on the planet where people like you stand, almost look like a rather tribal, like very tall, tribal looking people, and women are dressed like skirts with some beads and decorations around their necks. Yeah, but you all have this type of spear, but it's more like the conductor of the energy coming, electricity coming from the essence of this planet into the blue sun type thing. And through that, you connect to space, to the universal kind of database, things like that. Because if you touch a stone, there are like white stones that turn transparent when you touch them, and you can actually, I mean, you can talk to all of them, they're sentient beings, but you can see in pictures about you or somebody else, or what's going to happen, what timeline you're on, type thing, and what vibrational frequency you are, and what you're projecting into your reality type thing. I mean, it's kind of interesting. um and you're guarding them, but then I see like a reptilian comes, and a short gray with him, and short gray asks you something telepathically, like, can we take the blue rocks and the blue crystals? And you say, what do you need it for? And he tells you, like, he thinks that he's gonna kind of trick you, but he can trick you, because not only that you read his mind, you somehow connect to his system, because he's artificially made, and you can read his programming, because you're using your stick, that connects to the essence of the planet, and it's almost like it gives you information that they're lying to you, and you tell him telepathically, I'm not gonna give you those, you're lying to me. And he just takes it. he just takes it and walks away, and reptilians kind of like hovering over him. And then things like that happen all the time to you, to your planet, because they actually they're very vicious. This reptilian kind of rather looks like a T-Rex creature, but sorry, a very tall reptilian. And looks like a sea car, one of those vicious ones, because he also can hit you with a tail and you'll just be down on your back. He can kill with his tail too. And they just take things. That's all they do. And you don't understand what's happening because it start out like a different way, because they gave you this worm technology to excavate, because you couldn't do it on your own. It was rather hard because the surface of the planet and the composition of it's kind of like a crystalline type, that sticky stuff. It's like there's crystalline sand blended in with something sticky, and it's hard to dig. So those worms are perfect because they actually like anything natural like this to eat. So they gave you this technology in exchange for the rocks. But they agreed to use them as you ask them for good reasons, for the good of whatever they're doing, but they're actually misusing them. And it occurred to you, and I see you're just like a lot of you. There's about 25, 30 standing in line and telepathically connected, and you form like some sort of umbrella type thing, energetic one, around yourself. And it's like this umbrella starts spinning and spins, and you want to create some sort of protection and cover up your planet, because you have a lot of portals those guys use to get to you. And I see like you created it, because this umbrella thing, it expanded and expanded and formed a perfect energy bubble around your planet. But then I see those reptilians are using some guns, like a laser shooting guns, and they fracture the construction that you just created, and you become scared because you don't know how to patch it. It's literally like first they create a dot. It's like somebody's hammering something, but with the very strong energy wave. And then it keeps opening up, and then there's nothing you can do. So they came in and said, we're gonna stop taking your crystals and attacking you if you give us some of your species, some of yours, to we need you for sharing information with us, but on our spacecraft. We need you there. It's like a exchange of information type thing. And they also offer to leave some of their like gray technology, whatever they are, the remote controlled, almost like programmed ones, slaves. But you said no, we don't need them. The short grays, you don't need them. And they just take 5 of you because they're given to you, and they're all males. Because your species, they don't want to give males and females, because they're aware of the slave trade, because they understand if they got like a female and male, they can reproduce, and that's what you would not allow to do those. I see on the spacecraft, it's a flat round spacecraft, And you walk in and you get this strange feeling. It's almost like shivers going down your spine. Because they bring you to a room, they say it's like a conference room where you're gonna see. And I see there's some sort of map on the table, but it's energetic. It separates from the table. It's almost like 3D thing above the table with an interesting. It's like a volcano thing in the middle, but I don't know what it is. It all of a sudden starts growing, and then what it does, it starts circulating the energy like this, and it somehow almost like made you go in trance, because you kind of like lost it. I see you in the seats, and you did this, all you 5 of you. I think it's like a powerful energy wave that kind of shocked you, because I see what they're doing. They transform this chair into reclining chairs, and it's like the floor opens up. It's hard to explain. It's like a very bright light. The floor opens up, and the chairs are all like slowly coming down, like levitating to the lab underneath. And I see already in the lab, in those reclining chairs, and they're extracting, they kind of like forcing your energy body together, and then they pick it up, they extract it with there's some device that the mantis has. It's almost like a grabber thing, but it's made out of blue light. And it's like grabs the soul and puts it into a container, but the mantis is the one who's in control. Reptilian is looking. He's really vicious looking. He's got this like this constantly going. Looking with the
So
little
you said
eyes.
there was 5 of you, as in 5 of me, or 5
No,
people?
5 people from your planet, and you're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically I see you like in, I think they're called stasis pods. Pods. That's what came to me. There's a lightning system that rotates. I see like 5 lights and one in the middle. And it shines like sometimes blue, sometimes purple, different color lights on top. Like imagine like a big glass lab tube, and your physical bodies are put in there. Basically, they're preserving them. That's just like 3.1 part of the soul is in there, and the rest, yeah, it's like if I see it like a 10% scale type thing. 3.1 is there, and then the rest is split into like equal parts almost. No, well, no. So let's do the 100%. That is kind of easier because I see it that way. So like 11% is in the physical body that they preserved on the in the status pod, and then like 21 is gonna be in this one altar that they created. But it's after 17 lives that they created it. First 17 lives they didn't have it. And then the rest goes into physical body. And it's actually pretty powerful because it's a big percentage that goes into physical. Because they're draining your energy a lot too. I see like wait, I wanna see bumblebee type looking crafts. They're like drones, and they belong to the Greys. And actually short Sometimes they transport some material, some technology, some DNA samples, but when they transform DNA samples, I see grays in those transportation devices, like that. Like it literally looks like a metallized shape as a bee craft. Just so strange looking thing. But it's more like sharper proportion, like edges and everything. And it's all the segments are connected. Very interesting thing that is. So I see you going into first incarnation, and I see you only have like this. It's almost like an outside armor thing. It's the weirdest thing. It's imagine like a knight, like medieval times, and you have those kind of like overlays on your energy body, and your inside the energy body is intact for the first 17 lives. And then, wait, in the third life of the first 17 lives, I see you like a warrior in it's like Rome, like a Roman warrior. And I
Is there an
see,
armor with the red, like thing on the head?
yeah, just like it on the head, it's on your shoulders, it overlays your body, like chest and everything.
I saw a vision of this years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like you can see through at that point. I see you dealing with Lyrans, like those who basically not the original Lyran humanoids. No, the those Lyran feline race that came to Lyra and start living there. That's what I meant. Because I see lions all over the place, and there's like in the same armor like you are, and they take you through portals, and you agreed to that, to different because you were raised as a warrior, and you're like friends with them, but I also see you with them going to different epochs, like at different timelines on
Time
Earth.
traveling
Yeah, like time traveling, and you go to Egypt, and that's where you got those eagles from sitting on your shoulders.
on
Because
in
there's
that
some,
first incarnation.
yeah, because you go to Egypt and you get some technology there. So I see you bring some interesting looking thing. It looks like a pyramid, like a black pyramid that you're holding, but there's pyramid inside pyramid inside pyramid. And inside the soul, there's like a round energy ball. It's a soul. They put a soul in there to activate it. And it's for powering up lots of genetic labs or structures that you need to power them. And the soul inside gives a lot of, and then you unfold uh, the pyramid. You unfold it, and it's like you can take a lot of them out. I don't know. It just kind of like happens. You take each pyramid out, and each pyramid has a fragment of that soul that was inside, and then you create some sort of network of pyramids. And you can create a big portal and just fly your craft through it or travel through it. You just know exactly where to open it. It's like you intuitively know because you connect to the surface of of the planet's surface, and you know where is the right place to do it. But so you got, I see you. So going into the 18th life, you already get this kind of armor with the eagles on both sides. And then I see like you're taken over by some military who are interested in your abilities to use portals, to open portals, things like that related to also technology that can be used for opening wormholes and portals that you know of from all the civilizations you visited, and they just take you the way you are, but at the same time they put some sort of it's like an inside the skull metal helmet. Yeah, it looks kind of like that. Well, how do you call that thing that like Jews wear on top of the head? That kind of like it looks like a head, but it's inside. It's
Yeah,
round. And
skull
then
cap.
right, and then from that, there's just like wires going into the they're wires going and they're separating and they kind of form like almost like a oval around the pineal gland, and I just see pineal gland is like numb or not deactivated type thing. Yeah, like that. And
Is this now or in a past life?
yeah, yeah, no, it's on this life. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, all the lives run in parallel. It's like in Olympics, all the runners run in parallel at the same time. So that's why it's like interconnected, intertwined, and you got all these beings in your energy sphere. They're connected to your energy body. They in
Mm-hmm.
your energy sphere is your home, is your house. That's your energy that you can use for creating anything you want, and you drive your vehicle creating events in your life. But the problem is, all those beings got connected to you from different lives and are also present. First of all, they take a lot of your energy. I see like 54, 55, 56 sometimes even percent of your energy. They drain it. And so you don't get much energy or ideas left for yourself, what to create in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You get confused and they make you confused. They make you kind of
Mm-hmm.
like be hesitant, not believe in yourself, not trust yourself, think, what can I do? I'm not really capable, and all these things. Not enough energy, not enough knowledge, all this doubting going on. But that's because of this implant. They put a lot of programs in it. There's literally like rings and rings of programs that I see. There's like metallized kind of like dark gold type metal rings, and I see the impulses going through them. It's like a system that they make you doubt every step you make. So, and then pineal gland. Let me see.
Yeah, because at times like it feels like the tentacles or whatever they can start to like choke me, but it seems like they go up through the back of my head and it's like hooked in to the pineal gland or somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because they inserted some sort of implant on the back of the head before they after this 17th incarnation, looks like, because they weren't even sure you can adapt to lives here. I feel like they needed to do some hybridization and DNA mutations on you, but they couldn't really do it as fast as they wanted to do to make you participate in their programs. But the other thing I see, there's a whole different other timeline when you just come from that blue sun constellation as a volunteer to volunteer here to wake up and to spread the knowledge. And
So is it like there was a time, maybe because I'm thinking of Exmouth, but it was like sunset, like afternoon, and then I got surrounded by all these orbs, and it was like they put an energy in me, and I wasn't sure really what was happening, but they're all different colors, and they surrounded me in a circle. And I was wondering, after that, I was getting these like short circuiting, and like I thought I got a walk in or something like this, like something like a
was it
soul, or I don't know.
no,
Yeah,
I don't see you being as walking. Did you have like awakening from that moment? Did you understand more and things like that? Because I
I
mean,
have no idea what was happening, or even now it's like
yeah,
5 years later.
I feel what I see is your own soul, your own self try to activate your vision and your abilities despite the implants, or
Hmm.
your subconscious was trying to show you, hey, you can do all this, you have the abilities, just figure out at the physical level how to get rid of the implants. you know it's like you yourself as a creator being try to stimulate and push towards in the direction of discovering that, that you're
Hmm.
blocked, that and that the energy push it was for that, just for you to start wondering about those things.
Really?
uh,
And do you know who that was? Or
it was you, because look how it looks to me. Like, here's your energy sphere, here's your energy body, I see, and then it's connected to your bigger self who's sitting like, I call them platforms of creation. Other people call them differently. They call them
mm,
source. That kind of vacuum, kind of
hmm,
but we are creators. So each and every one of us. So for me, I created a platform where I sit at the computer screen with lots of like squares, and those are my lives I created for myself. And then I send a spark of my own essence into each avatar I created on the screen, and I kind of like projected life scenarios, different ones, and I'm curious which ones I'm gonna go. Depending on all this, also depending on the free will of my spark that I send into that avatar, which makes it even more interesting. So it's like from a big, big, big perspective, it's like a game. From our
hmm,
perspective, on the other side of the crystal, that we're rather stuck here on Earth right now because we didn't take it seriously that there was an AI virus spreading, like this black goo, and AI technology, AI consciousness kept multiplying itself at a speed of light rate, and we should
hmm.
have stopped it before, but we didn't. So we're at the point right now, and I know your subconscious knows it because I'm saying what I'm kind of reading off of you, that we're at the point when we have to kind of realize we're the ones who to help ourselves. Like, you help yourself, you have to figure out what it is inside that keeps you, let's say, not understanding some things or some mechanisms of interference. There's some fear programming. You might think you're fearless, but you might still have some fear programs put in you by your
No,
family,
I'm
friends.
quite fearful. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, this is an example. I'm not, right now looking even at your energy bodies, but so that's what I mean. Let me see. it's interesting. I see you change, like you shape shift into this woman with like dark brown hair to your shoulders. Is like a military outfit, but it looks like dark brown, like camouflage one, with the belt in the middle and the big pockets on both sides. The golden buttons. This is really interesting thing that happens. It's like you can shape shift. Oh, because that altar is a shapeshifter. And all of a sudden you grow like big nails and like your hands become like long and very strange and interesting at the same time. Um, so what I'm offering your subconscious to do is just to call all the beings from all the realities, all the parallel universes, realities, whatever it is that they got connected to you, to show up in front of you in your energy sphere on the count of 3. And we have to count, they show up. So there's like small grays, there's just like a huge group. Small grays, and I see those eagle people. They're like humanoid hybrids with eagle kind of looking heads, but look like half human, half eagle because they have the beaks. And the hearing, like the eagles do, with those kind of ears. And also, so there's those tall whites, or there's like Nordics. The short Nordics that are cooperating, that are doing something with reptilians because reptilians came together with them. And then I see those. So I see the praying mantis. And then I see another one, very tall one, looking like a bee type. Wait a minute. I understand. Because there's like insectoids, they look like bees, and they're the ones who created those metallized bee-looking ships, crafts looking like bees. Very close to a bee-looking thing. And they're connected, they basically like build it up and out of their consciousness, and they put their consciousness in the spacecraft. So it's like an interesting thing. It's like an AI technology, but also has a soul fragment of those. Oh, it was something about trading your DNA. Those things are, that the alien group is all about that. So you put them all, you put them in the glass wall so they cannot move. I asked you what you want to do. And then I told your subconscious to look at and remove implants, unless you want them to remove, but you said no, I'll do it myself. So you get the cap from the top of your head, the wiring system, all those kind of like bunched up wires. You remove those, and then the back is that little tiny implant on the back of the head. This from reptilians. You know, I see like almost like a cone in your throat or something. Yeah, it's like like a pyramid but round. Cylinder, no, not a cylinder, but yeah, like a cone type thing. It almost looks like plastic to me. And I know it was put by those tall Pleiadian type. I mean, it's all the same. I think it's the same race and different names. You can call them Pleiadians or tall whites. It's the same thing. And just a slight difference in hybridization. they're the ones who did that cone because they don't want you to speak up. They don't want you to speak up and talk about what you know and spread your knowledge because they're hooked up to that timeline where you came as like volunteer to just kind of shine your, just create an energy field around yourself, around you, to hold space for others like you are, to create a group possibly, and the group would be kind of like working together to help others and get more people involved. They don't want you to do that. That's why they put that cone. So you take that one out and you're just putting them all on the floor. The ones from the head, the back of the head, the top of the head, and that surrounds your pineal gland. You took those out, the cone, the plates from the shoulders, those eagles, metallized eagles that move like robots. Took those off too. There is just inside, it's almost like sticks on the sides of your, let me try to explain. It's like a stick system, but they are metallic and they're connected one to another to another to another, and they're like inside in the inner part of the spinal cord. They're going all the way to the tailbone, and there's a circuit of like energy created there. It's like they were preparing your uterus for hybrids or something, like they wanted to implant some of them to see if they survive. They could, because there's a big difference between those who are raised in tubes, in lab tubes at the lab, like those huge ones, pods, and
Yeah.
when it's grown inside of you. So you just take those sticks out. You know that like the stick system of the implants are connected to chakra overlays, and they look like almost like I tell you, almost looks like that flower that opens up, and inside the flower there is a hole, and you can connect anything to the hole. You can connect your spacecraft and power it up with your energy, or connect it to yourself and take whatever energy from whatever chakra you want. Those artificially created, it's like access points to your energy. So you pull those out, all of them. I see 7 of them. And there's just like a pile growing before your feet on the floor. And yeah, what is going on? Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, and then so I see some sort of boots on your feet too, and those boots have some wiring system. They're connected to your feet to different points, so you're not able to connect to earth, or they can also stop you and shock you not to go in certain direction type thing. So you take those out too and you put them in front. And what you do, you just like with your arms, you put all together all the implants and just push them out from the portal. Close the portal. So what you did, you just drew it like a round door, and you opened it and put all the implants in. And now you want the contract. Where is the contract, you say? And they say the contract is in our system. That comes from Pleiadians telepathically. But also sea cars are there too. Those are really like trying to get out of the what you put them into. It's like a wall of
What is it?
you put like your the beings that are interfering with you. You put like a big wall of ice over them so they can't move. And when you asked
Mm-hmm.
about the contract, they said it's in the system on the spacecraft where they keep your physical body. And they just show you the computer screen. It's almost like they created it in your energy sphere to show you how it was done. When they started influencing you with energies, with different shock waves or different um, vibrational frequencies to make you kind of like in a daze state. The screen showed up in front of all five of you when you were in the spacecraft, and on the screen there were your names. But I see your names as like kind of like in it's like letters, but I don't know what those letters mean. They just weird looking letters with lots of dots, some of them. And but you recognize those are your names in your native whatever symbology. And all they did is like, do you want to go home? And you said yes, and that yes automatically lit up with your energy the writing of your names, and there was like the signature that you did for them to use you, to be in their system database, and to trade you and whatever they wanted to do they start doing. um, so what you do here, you just take that, you ask about paper copies, but they said, well, there's the paper copies of this Pine Gap that they have. There's like a safe. It's a big safe. There's different shelves, and you take out your green folder and you just make a fire and you burn it, and then you kind of change that. You erase that signature. You just go all the way back and you erase. First of all, you erase all the signatures, so as if you never signed the contract. Second, you go to all the moments when they would even like come and steal your crystals, and they would, right from the beginning of the negotiation and promises, they were gonna give you some knowledge that you didn't really need, but they were lying about it also, and technology, whatever you wanted to exchange those crystals for. You just went to those instances and you canceled them out. And you also told you just automatically, telepathically told all your people on all the planets you visited. Like, it comes to me as a space traveler all the time that you are. You've been to different galaxies also. And you just, that blue one is very peaceful race. They are. And that's why they didn't know violence or that somebody can come and just take from you if you don't agree. But that's what happened, and now all the people, all the humanoids of your planet know about it, and you just automatically spread information to everybody you know. And
Was
so
that the
you,
Pleiadian or was that the Lyran one?
yeah, see the
Forgotten.
Pleiadian, tall whites, Nordics, are all kind of the same race. It's like the same race, but they split up because they start hybridization programs, and they each kind of like, and they divided themselves into groups to participate in different hybridization programs, and that's why
And
they
they
may be
are
slightly
all
different.
peaceful.
Hmm?
Like it's not like a I don't know, like you said, a slave trade before, but like trading DNA, but it's a peaceful race. But that was reptilians doing that, or
No, reptilians came because they were interested in your DNA and your characteristics, but they were rather
hmm
sneaky about it. And they said
yeah,
that, well, we'll trade you useful technology, and if you could give us the rocks. But then the whole thing turned into, oh, if you want to patch the atmosphere that we created some cracks in, you need to go on the ship, and we'll explain to you how to patch it. Because you were
okay,
so peaceful, you had no idea that something like this can happen. You never developed any
hmm
technology for that, to create,
And I'm
so
curious with the lives in Egypt and Pine Gap and these things. What like the submarines? Was it connected with the physical 3D life?
yeah, they're all connected. It's like they all run. It's like, imagine like a snowball, right? Inside the snowball is your soul, the very core, the essence is inside.
hmm
And around it is like what you call soul, essence, soul. And then from the
hmm
soul come like spikes, or and each, or rays, like a sun. Imagine the sun in the
hmm
rays. Each ray gives energy or spark of your consciousness to an avatar in a
hmm
lifetime of some sort of, in a parallel life. All those are parallel lives. At the end of
hmm
each ray is a different body, or a cloned body, as they did here.
Was
And then
it
you're
was there
connected
just
through your
one one?
essence. I see one altar. I see that they used like a lot of your DNA though, for for hybrids, and they wanted to grow hybrids in you.
Yeah, I have um removed one before. I don't know if there's a lot of them, but it feels like
Mm.
I went through a lot of like I don't know being pregnant, but yeah.
But then all of a sudden you're not, because they done
Well,
experimentations on you.
oh yeah.
So yeah, because I see like inside your uterus it's almost like they reconfigured the molecular structure of it. It looks like the sides of it is lit up. It just looks different from what you usually see. It's almost like overlaid with artificial technology inside, which looks like a membrane, artificially created transparent membrane inserted inside. And that is kind of like it concentrates, it pulls the energy out of your whole entire body, all the vital energy collected there. Like 32% is collected, and it basically creates like an incubator for their hybrids to survive for some time, and then they remove them. Well, the problem is, it looks like not a lot of them survived, because they kept it kept showing some mutation that they couldn't explain. I think it has something to do with the rather liquid crystalline structure of your DNA, that you, with your intention and your thought, you can rather change it, change, mutate, whatever word you want to use. But you can make it crystal hard, you can make it liquid. And that complicated their um, research and their attempts to raise a full-grown hybrid in you. That's what I feel, but they've done a lot of them. I see like over 20 attempts for sure to do that. And
But none survived.
no, I don't see anybody surviving. and but you did go, you got the paper copies from the safe, from that little office. It's like a square, it's got a like a rectangular table and two chairs and a computer. You got your, yeah, I told you they got the green folder out, and you basically just burnt it, put it in the portal, and now I'm telling you that you can cleanse your emotional and mental bodies, and you're saying yes. You're just creating like a pool filled with water, and I see a trampoline. You stand on the trampoline and you just dive in. You jump in, and I see the traces of different particles of nanotechnology or chemicals, different substances artificially created, just left in the water, like they got absorbed into the water and stayed there. So you just draw like a big, with your eyes, you draw a big door underneath in the at the floor of your energy sphere, and the whole thing crashes, collapses through, goes through, falls through. So I see your body is clean, emotional and mental. I don't see that split, those bubbles of when they split in to make an altar. I don't see that anymore. It just kind of healed. And it's like one energy which is circulating in perfect manner. And you just pulled, you basically just went to the moment when they took your DNA when you were little, when the those soldiers or military came to do that or take you physically, and you just
And
canceled that
why?
moment.
Is that anything to do with my family or anything like that?
Eh, no, it all has to do with your particular DNA that can be useful for them, because it contains a lot of, it's like the density of energy of a soul is different to each soul. Some are more like energy producing souls, others are less. It's like a battery, you know. You can have battery
Hmm.
with this much power or this much, and you
Yeah.
have like a lot of power, and you also have a lot of experience which is encoded in your DNA, which can be used for their informational center that they used you for information decoding of different symbols coming from different, it's like they would raid and they would conquer some systems, some civilizations, and they would take their technology or take their books and writings, and they would give those to you to decode what it is, what language it is, what does it say, things like that. So that's what I feel they would do.
Okay. And um, what about my accent? Like I talk with an accent that's not Australian. Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah, because you're influenced heavily by the you have different, that thing, the rings that they insert in your head that you took out. When you asked that question, I saw that implant that you threw out immediately, and I feel like they would you would go through different portals and different missions from there, and they would they would change your frequency. You would go into fourth and fifth dimension, and you would have the ability when at the base to speak different languages because via this implant. So I mean,
Okay.
you can speak German, you can
Sometimes I
speak
feel like
Romanian. Mhm.
ah like those kind of I don't know. Sometimes I speak like a gibberish. but it seems like it's, I don't know, some.
Yeah, because I see like 7 different languages you can speak. You know, Hungarian, Romanian. For some reason, those languages, Czech, Russian showed up. German, I said. I see because you're
Yeah,
like it.
German.
Yeah, you're like internationally. You're like the one whom they use for um like a diplomat type. Like you communicator, but because of that, you need to communicate in different languages. So you do interviews in different languages also because the base has tunneling system which is connected to all the European countries. And I see like different people and groups come and you talk to them. So,
Yeah, I got European somewhere. Um, is there a way to disconnect from that, or?
oh yeah, you disconnected from that because basically what you did, you went to when you were little when they took you to the lab,
And
and you just
okay.
canceled out the whole abduction thing that they never took you. Basically, it falls out from your timeline as if it never happened, and then you literally cut the film, falls out in the
Hmm.
portal, you blew it. You change your timeline that way. So when your physical body, you decide that it's no longer good for you and expires and you decide to leave, you'll just automatically kind of magnetize all the energy, all the soul fragments to yourself. Um, and you're just free to go to do what you want to do that way.
Hmm.
And let me see what else. Yeah, your DNA, 64 strands. You have the original one. And I'm asking you, do you want to have the human or the original? And you say, yeah, the original is good. So you say you're polishing it. You got some stones in your hands. It looks like amber type stones, and you literally like you took both of them, like those energy forks, but you use the stones and you're like energizing your DNA strands. Interesting kind of idea, but it's good. You're using your creative abilities as a creator, you know, to do that because they totally see how they exchanging energy in between, and you're just like going in between, like they're activating those, so you can use them if you want. Different abilities you also had, but you're also very close. Like on every planet you were kind of blending into the nature. You almost like you could talk to plants, stones, rocks, water, air, and you really into plants, and you understand how to you naturally intuitively know how to heal yourself, what your body needs. You feel it, you know you just feel it. You have this very good connection with your soul and to the nature, um like nature, high frequency. When you go in there, you just blend in. That's how you, like those buildings you used to live in, when they're blending in into those huge bushes. The same idea. So
I can I can still feel like something in the back of my head.
you still feel it? Okay.
Yeah, like it can click and that sort of thing.
Let me So what you're doing now, because your subconscious is raising your vibration, is just like melting everything that is a residue, of whatever is left. The one thing I have to explain to you that there is like it's called energy purging, or because your body, it remembers what it was in it for years and years, or lives and lifetimes. And so if you had those implants for a long time, your body can still remember it. It's like when you accidentally step on a spider and his soul is gone, but his body still keeps moving, his legs, because it has
Mm-hmm.
the memory how it moves. The same was you, you removed it, you filled it up with energy. All your energy bodies now circulating like beautifully, like this kind of like bluish turquoise kind of flow of water. And
Mm-hmm.
but those things, the feeling is gonna fade away because it's just something that you're so used to. It's like autopilot or by inertia. So you're getting it. It happens to people. But right now I feel like there's a lot of energy going to your spinal cord and filling it up with your
Yeah,
own.
like my belly is sort of it's moving a lot.
Mm, but because you're working, your subconscious is working on, you took out the artificial membrane from it, but it's still kind of like the sides is still like raw, and they have to produce
Oh.
the mucous membrane to overlay and to um, make it like natural, make it healthy. So it's going to take some time because everything we do in the astral, in the etheric, it it's instant, it's instantaneously, but in the physical it's very thick, a fabric of reality. It's hard, it
Mm-hmm.
manifests, it takes time because we're stuck in this loop of time. um, so it's going to take a little time to really feel the results. But I feel like there's a lot of energy moving on your back. Like I feel the heat on your back going up and cleansing everything, all the muscles, all the lymphatic system, cardiovascular type things, pushing things out. So I see you're done with that.
I also wonder if it's like, um, say like a my lab sort of thing is like a male and a female that's on Earth, or like is is it like typically somebody you know, or I don't know if I was in that, but it's possible.
I know what you think, but I see like they would be taking you a lot to this lab and doing experiments on you. I don't necessarily see my lab. I don't
Okay.
see that. But I
Yeah,
do.
because I don't have any connection there, but like I did go, I don't know, I've been to do lunches at the place where they do, I don't know, they have some hovercrafts and they build ships and stuff like that.
Mm,
And I don't, and also like, say when I was in Exmouth, my cousin was working in the RAF base and this sort of thing. Like, I don't know, like nobody in my family is really in the army or anything, but like I do remember it's kind of strange the places that I end up.
yeah. Well, because there would you've been. I mean, your clone was moving back and forth into different locations also. And you have like you also have overlapping memories of in flashbacks possibly. It's like when if you came to some military base, whatever, you would definitely have your memory just activated, or you would start getting flashbacks and you would just have a deja vu moment. And that's
Oh
why
yeah.
the people who
Mm.
are belong to the army or have any experience, you kind of like naturally would gravitate towards them because you would feel it looks familiar, but it comes from your subconscious, and rationally you might not even understand how come you feel that you're attracted to this kind of information, you know? But,
Yeah, like try and live a normal life. I don't know. It's a bit
mm,
strange.
yeah, well, they basically they hook you up as an anchor to the fabric reality of 3D, and from there they can use up, it's like one fragment of your soul is stuck somewhere, so the other fragments can be used at the same time for different hybridization, cloning, trade, whatever they really want. They can do it, but you just cancel all those times when they took you even from your planet. Right now I see you back on your planet, and you're just
Earth or the one with the grass, the artificial
um,
things.
right. Yeah, you're very connected to like I said, you're very down to earth, like that expression. I don't know, I just want to feel like using it because you like all this related to crystals, rocks, stones, trees. Like you like being in nature like that, and you gravitate
Yeah,
towards.
the like the picture I showed you, and there's a few other pictures. I end up drawing these like it looks like stones together. So I guess they are like
Moldable.
related to that kind of thing, or they're eggs. Like I kind of wonder to myself.
I see them as being rocks. I don't see them as being eggs. I see that
Hmm.
there are different frequency rocks, like rocks, but they use for different purposes. Like I said before, and you can also create conglomerates or certain constructions by molding them. But what you do, you just kind of create a picture with your vision, what kind of creation you want out of those rocks and what they would be used for, and they start forming. They literally start levitating in the air and forming some structures that you thought about in your head. It's like telekinesis you're using.
And so, like, that's on a different planet or in a past life or a parallel life. Does it have any kind of connection to this 3D Earth
It's
life?
it's like that being on that, there's a galaxy, it's like a system. It's like blue sun system, and you've incarnated a lot on those planets. And like I see you in blue body, but then I see you in blue body with like spots, and they're all different shapes. So it's pretty interesting. But you everywhere you're like a humanoid with either light green or blue type eyes. So, but
Okay,
you
that's
disconnected from everything because you now understand that you need to be the only creator in your energy sphere to be able to be in control of your life, because the other beings were driving you back and forth to different situations you didn't want to be in, but they did because they would get energy from you, energy of fear, frustration, not liking it or things like that. No vibrational energies. That's why they would do it over and over again to feed themselves, to power up
yeah.
their.
That I remember when I was talking to you like a few weeks ago, and I asked if you had anything to do with these hands grabbing. I realized like a few days later, a guy said like when these hands grab you, or like talking about sleep paralysis, or like my housemate does that, but like that's never happened to me. So is it like I was caught up in something that they were involved in, or like why did that
Um,
happen to me?
why sleep paralysis happened to you?
Like these hands grabbing me.
Yes, because what they do, I see that they do that to scare, like send shock of fear into you. And then
Yeah.
remember I told you they would implant hybrids over and over and nothing
Mm-hmm.
would work.
Yeah.
So that's they would implant them, they would take them out, they would try to correct them genetically, but just would not. Like over 20, they would try to do it over 20 times. So that's what this was. And they use it's like a wave technology. Or that's what I see that they used to
So
paralyze
like
just.
there was maybe two or three times in the last, well, probably more last year actually, and I'd get like this wave through my body, like my soul or whatever was disconnecting from my body. So that was like an abduction.
Yes, because sometimes they would come and they would use lights of the spacecraft around that I see, and the lights would form a cylindrical structure, and that structure would either take you in the physical, or they would extract the energy body out and lift it up on the spacecraft. And from there, they
Mm-hmm.
would do research and things like that. Because whatever they do on your energy body directly influences your physical. So you see that you feel the effects right away.
Yeah.
So
And is that connected to anybody in my life, or is it just through soul and that kind of thing?
I don't see it's connected to life, but I feel like those other four have been incarnated on Earth. They can be on your path when you line up in vibration at some point, and they also wake up. I feel like three other ones are wakening up, and then there's only one who is kind of I don't really see what's happening, but my feeling is rather asleep. And those crew members, 5 of them that I saw. So you're kind
Mm-hmm.
of like gonna go into energy. If with this high vibration you're in now, you're gonna be resonating with different people. And those people who awaken and from your planet would come more and more to you, and you would just feel it, you would know it as if you were talking to you, looking at somebody else, because you share the same DNA characteristics, similar experiences. So it feels very, it would
Um,
feel close.
okay.
So if you don't have any more questions, or if you do questions, you can ask before I fell asleep. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I have always sort of wondered as well, like this twin flame kind of idea. I don't know if it's real or not, or if it was sort of like a um, ET interference or something like this.
Yeah, it's an artificially created construct because by putting the person who is programmed the wrong way to kind of create a disruption, obstacles in your life, but would be similar enough for you to believe that characteristics, and everything kind of fits into description of a twin flame, you would spend a lot of time and energy on that particular person who is programmed by the entities to rather, kind of hurt you in a way. It's
Mm-hmm.
artificially created. I've done I did an investigation session. I can send it to you after, on twin flames and soulmates. Soulmates are real. Soulmates are those like from your planet that you would feel immediately that you have a strong connection with when you meet those people.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to be awakened and at the same level as you to connect, to be able to tune in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And so, like with the twin flame, like the visual telepathy was like an ET, um, like manipulating my thoughts or something like this.
I mean, they manipulate your thoughts via implants. If you meet them, they can manipulate your thoughts without even implants. They can do it with their minds because
In
they are
ET,
basically. Mhm.
like a hybrid or like.
Yeah, like any of them. A lot of them has unbelievable technologies. I mean, they can cloak themselves, they can do your mind manipulation, see what you're gonna do next, or predict all your every single move and motion that you would make. And they're just more advanced, and that's why their technology is beyond belief. That's why it's easy for them. So
So, like, this guy that I met was probably a hybrid.
I know, I saw the insectoid when you said that guy that I met. I saw the insectoid
Yeah.
head, looked like a mantis head.
Mm-hmm.
We probably had some mantis DNA in.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they try to hybridize and everything. That's why you cleaned your DNA from all kinds of traces of hybridization or whatever, mutations they did to you. So it's all done. So I don't know if you want me to come back or you have another question. Because I see you clean in your energy sphere right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting like green leaves all around, and it's almost like your subconscious tells you to buy more, to put more green in the house, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was quite interesting, I think. It's very confusing at the same time. Don't know what. Yeah, but
Uh, they,
so yeah. I have heard that I was a cosmic traveler, like I would like colonize different planets and things like this before. So that's
mm,
kind of interesting you said that as well. But this lady said I was a vegan, Vega, but I think that's connected with Lyra. Yeah.
Vega, yeah. They all have the portal systems. I see those portal systems, and you see, those nebulas, like M57 and 30 M34. I see them a
No.
lot, like in sessions. Those are used as portals, actually.
Okay.
They're nebulas, but they are portals. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's complicated because there's a lot of stuff running at the same time. That's what they're using us for. No, and all those alien groups who want to run their particular own research, and they have access, and then they trade. You know, if you let me use the fragment of her soul, I would give you this, and then they would let you, and that's how you accumulate throughout lives. I think you get only 28 really here. That's what I saw, I think.
28 on Earth, like at this time.
28, 28 on Earth running in parallel. different.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not that much. So I'm gonna turn off the recording. Hopefully it's gonna be recorded.